Chosen one, pause for a moment and truly listen. This is not a casual message, and it is not meant for every ear. God is moving quietly this season, and his visitation is subtle but powerful. Before the celebrations, before the lights and music take hold, he is drawing near in ways that most will never notice. This Christmas, God is visiting you in the stillness, in the quiet corners of your heart, and in the moments you think are insignificant. Because in these moments that your destiny will encounter divine intervention. You may have walked through the year feeling overlooked, tired, or even forgotten. Perhaps prayers seemed delayed, doors remained closed, or the path forward was clouded. Do not mistake these delays for absence. Everything you have endured, every moment of waiting, every season of uncertainty has been part of a deliberate preparation. God's timing is never accidental, and his visits often come quietly, so that when the time arrives, his work is undeniable and transformative. Chosen one, the quiet before the visitation is intentional. It is preparation for revelation. Many will enter Christmas distracted, seeking joy in lights, gifts, and fleeting emotions. You, however, are being positioned to receive something deeper, something unseen yet life-altering. God's visitation is not always loud, dramatic, or accompanied by signs that the world can recognize. Often it comes quietly, a gentle nudge in your spirit, a subtle whisper that shifts your perception, and a calm reassurance that all things are moving according to his plan. To notice it, you must slow down. You must be alert. You must be willing to sense the invisible currents guiding your life. Chosen one, the quiet visitation of God is designed to touch the depths of your being. It is not merely external blessings, accomplishments, or material gain. What he brings is internal transformation, a renewal of hope, a clarification of purpose, and a realignment of your spirit. Many are distracted by external celebrations, but those who are attentive in silence, those who pause, reflect, and listen, will encounter the extraordinary. Your awareness now sets the stage for the revelation that will unfold this Christmas. You may already feel a stirring inside you, a subtle restlessness, a whisper that something is different. That feeling is not coincidence. It is God positioning you, nudging your spirit to recognize the moment before it fully manifests. These subtle stirrings are often overlooked, dismissed as imagination or emotion, yet they are markers of divine movement. Pay attention to them. Observe the unusual clarity in thoughts, the small confirmations in coincidences, and the gentle sense of anticipation that feels heavier than usual. God is preparing you to recognize his work even before it becomes visible in your circumstances. Some doors may close quietly, some relationships may shift unexpectedly, and some opportunities may appear delayed. Do not panic. These movements are deliberate. God's visitation often requires internal readiness before external manifestation. What you perceive as waiting or delay is actually alignment taking place. Every shift, every subtle change is part of the quiet orchestration that positions you for breakthrough. Chosen one, this visitation will also test your sensitivity. In a season filled with noise, distractions, and external pressures, those who are spiritually awake will perceive his presence. Those who are distracted or emotionally scattered may miss it entirely. God often works quietly so that the prepared heart alone can recognize his fingerprints. This is not exclusion, it is refinement. The quiet moments, the gentle nudges, the subtle confirmations are reserved for those who are attentive, faithful, and aligned with his spirit. You may encounter moments of solitude or stillness before Christmas. These moments are intentional. They are not signs of distance or abandonment. On the contrary, they are opportunities for intimate connection. God speaks most clearly in silence. He moves most powerfully when hearts are still. Chosen one, do not fear being alone in these moments. Embrace them as sacred preparation for the visitation that is coming. This season, pay attention to the small things, a phrase that resonates unexpectedly, a feeling of peace that surfaces without explanation, an idea that seems divinely inspired. These are not coincidences, they are his way of connecting with you quietly. The visitation may be subtle, but its impact will be profound. Many overlook these signs, Yet those who perceive them will enter the Christmas season transformed, with clarity, peace, and spiritual alignment that will guide the months ahead. Chosen one, the quiet visitation is also a call to discernment. Some blessings come wrapped in challenges, some confirmations come through unexpected circumstances, and some opportunities arrive disguised as obstacles. Do not be quick to judge what you encounter. Listen deeply, observe carefully. Align your responses with the gentle guidance of the Spirit rather than impulsive emotion or superficial judgment. The subtlety of God's visitation is designed to cultivate wisdom, patience, and spiritual perception. You may feel an inner tension, a mix of anticipation and unease. This is natural. Divine visitation often stirs the spirit before it settles the circumstances. The tension you feel is a sign that God is positioning you at the threshold of a new season. It is a signal to remain alert, to guard your peace, and to prepare your heart for the shifts that are about to unfold. Do not allow fear, doubt, or distraction to cloud this moment. Your receptivity determines how fully you will experience what God is preparing. Some of you will notice subtle shifts in your relationships, environment, or opportunities. These shifts are part of the quiet orchestration. Doors that once seemed permanent may close gently, new alignments may emerge, and unseen connections may begin to form. Pay attention to these changes. They are markers of divine preparation. God's visitation often rearranges circumstances before revealing the outcome. Your ability to perceive and respond will determine how fully you step into His purpose. Chosen one, this visitation is also about internal alignment. God is preparing your mind, your heart, and your spirit to recognize and embrace His movement. Old doubts, fears, and emotional burdens may surface, not to discourage you, but to refine your perception. These moments of internal testing are critical. They prepare you to receive the visitation without resistance, confusion, or compromise. Release what no longer aligns with your purpose. Clear the space within to welcome the extraordinary. You may experience moments of clarity that surprise you, moments when decisions become obvious, or paths illuminate in ways that defy logic. These are glimpses of the visitation unfolding quietly within you. Pay attention. Document insights. Reflect on confirmations. The quiet guidance you perceive now will serve as a roadmap for your journey through Christmas and beyond. Chosen one, this season also emphasizes stewardship of your attention and energy. Do not expend yourself on distractions, unnecessary obligations, or relational drama. Guard your spirit. Protect your focus. Your awareness is sacred, and what God is preparing requires that you remain alert, disciplined, and spiritually receptive. Misplaced energy can dilute the power of His visitation. There will also be moments of emotional testing. Some experiences may evoke old pain, disappointments, or insecurities. Do not react impulsively. These tests are not meant to hinder you. They are designed to refine your emotional and spiritual sensitivity. Respond with alignment, patience, and faith. Your emotional discernment will determine the depth and clarity of the visitation you encounter. God's quiet visitation may also manifest as unexpected provision, insight, or opportunity. It may not look like the miracles you expect, nor come in forms that the world recognizes. The subtlety is intentional to cultivate perception, humility, and awareness. Those who are alert will recognize it. Those who are distracted may overlook it entirely. Chosen one, your ability to perceive and respond to these subtle movements is a measure of your readiness to enter into the fullness of His plan. Finally, remember that this visitation is intentional, precise, and loving. It is not random, accidental, or delayed. Every stirring, every insight, every subtle shift is orchestrated for your highest good. Enter this Christmas attentive, spiritually aware, and aligned. Receive the quiet work God is doing within you, and prepare to step into a season of revelation, breakthrough, and transformation that will extend far beyond the holiday itself. Chosen one, the visitation of God before Christmas is quiet but deliberate, moving in ways that cannot be measured by human understanding. You may not see it unfold immediately, and it may not look like the miracles you expect. But make no mistake, every subtle shift in your environment, every stirring in your spirit, and every moment of clarity is part of a divine orchestration. This is a season where the unseen is more significant than the seen, and those who are spiritually attentive will recognize his fingerprints on the events of their lives. You may feel moments of anticipation combined with unease. This tension is natural. Divine visitation often stirs the spirit before it settles circumstances. What feels like confusion or delay is actually positioning, aligning your heart, mind, and spirit with the season's purpose. Do not resist these moments. Do not rush them. The preparation requires patience, attentiveness, and faith, for what God is arranging cannot coexist with haste or distraction. Some of you will notice subtle shifts in your relationships, connections, or daily routines. Doors that once seemed permanent may close quietly, while new alignments may begin to emerge unexpectedly. People from your past may reappear, opportunities may arise in unusual ways, and circumstances may shift without warning. These changes are intentional, not coincidental. God is quietly rearranging the pieces in your life to ensure that when his visitation manifests, you are fully prepared to receive it. Chosen one, pay close attention to your intuition. The Spirit often speaks before circumstances confirm the message. That quiet nudge in your heart, the feeling of certainty amid uncertainty, the subtle inner knowing, these are markers of God's guidance. Many dismiss these signals as imagination or coincidence, but those who listen, observe, and act on them position themselves for revelation. The visitation is unfolding quietly, and the sensitive heart will perceive what the untrained eye cannot. This is also a season of testing, not in the sense of punishment, but as preparation. You may face emotional challenges, relational pressures, or internal doubts that feel magnified. These are not obstacles to hinder you. They are instruments to refine your sensitivity, sharpen your discernment, and strengthen your faith. Your responses now are as critical as the visitation itself. React with awareness, patience, and spiritual alignment, and you will enter the season positioned for breakthrough rather than setback. Some blessings before Christmas will appear disguised as challenges. Opportunities may seem delayed or inconvenient. Circumstances may appear confusing or even obstructive. Do not misinterpret these forms. God often works in ways that defy human expectation. What seems like a delay is positioning. What seems like a challenge is refinement. What appears confusing is preparation for clarity. Your ability to perceive the hidden purpose will determine how fully you experience the visitation. Chosen one, solitude is a powerful element of this season. Moments when you feel alone, overlooked, or separated from the noise of the world are not signs of neglect. They are divine preparation. Silence is where clarity emerges. In stillness, God moves without distraction, whispering guidance that only attentive hearts can hear. Use these moments wisely. Reflect, pray, and align your spirit. The visitation is most potent when received in a state of attentiveness and readiness. Be careful with distraction. The world will compete for your attention with festivities, noise, and external obligations. Participation is not wrong, but distraction can mask subtle signs, confirmations, and nudges from God. Protect your time and focus. Guard your heart. Your readiness to perceive the visitation depends on your spiritual vigilance. Some of you will experience internal tension as the visitation draws near. Past wounds, unresolved conflicts, or lingering doubts may surface unexpectedly. This is part of the refinement process. These moments test your readiness, your discernment, and your spiritual stability. Face them with faith, reflect deeply, and allow God to heal, redirect, and align your heart. The visitation cannot be fully received by a heart weighed down by unresolved matters. Pay attention to subtle confirmations around you. A phrase that resonates, a coincidence that seems divine, a sudden clarity in thought. These are markers that the Spirit is preparing you. Do not ignore them. They are small but significant signs that your heart is aligned with what God is orchestrating. Those who overlook them may miss the fullness of the visitation. Those who act upon them will enter a season of revelation, peace, and spiritual clarity. Chosen one, the visitation is also about stewardship of your energy and attention. Emotional overextension, unnecessary obligations, and scattered focus can diminish the reception of what God is preparing. Protect your peace. Prioritize alignment. Place your energy in areas that honor spiritual readiness and discernment. Guarding your heart ensures that the visitation reaches its fullest impact, unhindered by distraction or chaos. This season will test relational sensitivity as well. Some people may attempt to pull you into patterns of old conflict or emotional turmoil. Some relationships may try to re-establish dynamics that no longer align with your path. Approach interactions with discernment. Protect your spiritual clarity. Not every reappearance is intended to stay, and not every conversation carries revelation. Your attentiveness to relational dynamics will influence your readiness to fully receive the visitation. There will also be moments of divine alignment that surprise you. Insights may emerge suddenly, opportunities may appear unexpectedly, and answers to long-held questions may manifest quietly. These are the fruits of God's meticulous preparation. Do not overlook them. Celebrate them, reflect on them, and respond with alignment. These moments are proof that the visitation is already in motion, and your perception is the bridge to full manifestation. Chosen one, the visitation is a call to internal alignment. Release fear, doubt, regret, and resentment. Clear emotional clutter that may hinder the flow of divine grace. What God is preparing cannot coexist with spiritual baggage. Forgive, let go, and create space for transformation. The visitation is not only external, it works internally first, preparing your mind, heart, and spirit to receive what is coming. You may notice an increased sense of anticipation, even when clarity seems absent. Do not misinterpret the tension you feel. It is a sign of preparation. The gap between expectation and manifestation is where spiritual readiness is cultivated. Those who navigate this space with faith, attentiveness, and alignment enter fully into God's visitation, while those who rush or resist may encounter delays. This is also a season to refine perception. Observe patterns, recognize confirmations, and respond with awareness. God's visitation is subtle but precise. He does not rush, and he does not announce prematurely. The more alert and attentive you are, the more you will perceive the hidden movements, the quiet orchestration, and the divine hand that is working in your favor. Chosen one, some blessings will arrive in unexpected forms. They may not look like what you anticipated, but they are perfectly suited to your spiritual path and purpose. Do not disregard subtle guidance, quiet nudges, or unconventional opportunities. The extraordinary often comes disguised as ordinary, and the prepared heart is the only one that recognizes it. Finally, know that God's quiet visitation is purposeful, intentional, and filled with love. It is not random or delayed. Every stirring, every insight, every subtle alignment is part of a precise orchestration. Enter this Christmas attentive, spiritually aware and aligned, and you will witness a visitation that transforms your life in ways that far exceed expectation. The subtlety of his approach ensures that only those prepared will recognize, embrace, and walk in the fullness of what is being released.